DreamHack ASTRO Open is brought to you by ASTRO, Monster Energy, Corsair, Zowie, Intel, and Lenovo Legion.
Welcome back to DreamHack ASTRO Open of Montreal. Yes, that's right. Things are getting darker by the second, and I don't just mean for some of these teams that are potentially going home very soon. We are narrowing it down now to the teams that will be going to the playoffs and who will be going to the elimination matches. But this next matchup, our last BO1 of the day, is certainly one to be excited for. We've got Cloud9 and we've got Immortals going head-to-head, and I'm personally pretty excited, so I'm hoping that my counterparts are equally amped up. Are you?
We are.
This is what I call a banger.
A banger.
This is a banger.
I like the banger.
Yeah, you got to let it rock and start.
It's like
banger.
Super enunciation. Super. So, super matchup, right? I think this is one that could certainly be said to be one of those that we're looking forward to the most coming in here, knowing that it was probably going to go that way anyway.
Yeah, it's good to finish the day with probably also the best game of the day, you know. There's at least potential for that. I feel Immortals and Cloud9 have always played close games. At least they're like pretty even in wins throughout their entire history. I know it's different lineups now, especially for Cloud9, but they've always been close. So I think we're going to see another close one right here.
Well, let's take a look at Group B and just exactly how these teams got here. Cloud9 besting Complexity earlier this morning, 16-5, and Immortals doing the same to Luminosity, which, as the story's told, is how this one tees up the next set of matches. Cloud9 and Immortals is what we're about to get into, and then the elimination match will be the latter, but that will be tomorrow, not today. This matchup, however, could be the best toe-to-toe we've seen all day.
Absolutely, and I think this is going to be a classic battle of oppers, I actually think.
Really?
I think if I have my veto correct, I think I know what map it'll be, and I think Skadoodle and KNG are going to go toe-to-toe. Well,
talk about going toe-to-toe. Toe-to-toe in chat. Get your toes out. Type this into the chat somehow. I don't know how you do that with your toes, but
that's nasty.
Use exclamation point C9 or exclamation point MM to, or excuse me, IMM to vote for Immortals in the chat. Right now, you at home, sitting there, staring at your monitor, not even signed into Twitch, just do it and help us out here. So I would ask you for predictions. We're not quite there yet, but this is actually one of those matches that we could actually say could go either way, right? But what way will it go?
Quad OT.
Quad OT.
Quad OT.
Quad OT. That ain't no prediction. That's the way it's going to be. Ooh. Ooh. All right, we're going to look at Cloud9 now. You'll notice Rush as we do take a look over on the side. What do we know about Rush and what he adds to Team Cloud9?
You know, he has a lot of firepower, I'd say, you know, and James talked about him being considered one of the best entry fraggers in NA. I think that's fair to say. He's up there. He seems to me like a quiet boy, you know. You don't hear Rush go out in interviews and said controversial stuff, you know. He just does his thing on the team, and that's something maybe Cloud9 could benefit from, you know, because there's a lot of personalities in this team, so it wouldn't, you know, no, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it wouldn't hurt to also have a guy who's just like in the shadows, you know, working his thing and doing his thing, right?
This is certainly a team full of characters. I will agree with you 110%. James, what do you think?
I mean, speaking of characters, we got Tarek and Stewie. I mean, don't get much more character than those two. Those two are animals.
Sitting side by side, nonetheless, right?
That's dangerous. I don't know why they did that. That seems foolish.
The whole new generation of clown crew, I think, is the appropriate terminology there. Let's take a look over at the Immortals side of things, as these guys are also amping up and getting ready to jump into this matchup. Now, this is the easy route to go if you're either team. You win today, you advance to the finals day, into the semifinals exactly. But winning here gives you a day off, gives you that time of rest, and you don't have to go through a day of elimination.
More importantly, you don't face North before the final, you know, and I think that's a key factor for both teams right here. They want to win this match, and there's a lot at stake, because facing North right now would potentially end up in a loss, you know, whereas if you win, meeting the second place from North group would arguably arguably be way easier, right? So there's a lot at stake for both teams, especially like the Immortals guys here. Now we talked a little bit about KNG like coming in late to this tournament as well. Like the factor of him being a little bit tired could maybe haunt him now, you know, as we're getting late to the day.
Which is an interesting concept. Now I don't know if KNG drinks coffee, drinks Monster, but there's a chance that he had a few of them before, right? So
absolutely.
If you had them earlier in the day and you're coming down to the last match of the day, there's a chance that that's going to wear off and you're going to be left in a pretty high and dry place.
Yeah, it'd be pretty tough. I mean, hopefully he slept on the flight so he doesn't have to worry about slamming energy drinks and coffee all day, because that crashes you real quick.
Real quick, and I think that's something that's not necessarily said a whole lot, but it definitely does give you a little bit of an edge. We can take a look now at the vote in chat. It looks like the favorite is Cloud9 going to this one, guys. You agree?
Not by that much, I don't think. I'd say if there was a 50-50, this is it.
50-50. Well, there's certainly a chance that it turns out to be a 50-50. Again, we are going over one map here. And the winner of this will advance straight on to the semifinals. And speaking of maps, let's find out what that map's going to be.
I'm predicting it's going to be Train. I think the secondary map would maybe be Inferno. Both teams are incredibly comfortable on Train. They love playing it. I think this is, to me, a no-brainer to be Train, unless one of them feels like maybe in scrims was kind of overpowered by the other team. That might come into it a little bit, and they might want to go to a different map. But to me, it's got to be Train or Inferno.
It could be, yeah. I saw the Cloud9 guys out here backstage. They were watching the Immortals game against Luminosity on Inferno very closely. So they might, you know, fancy going for an Inferno pick. Yeah, I definitely think Inferno is going to be in the run now, especially now that the Immortals removed Train. That's maybe why Cloud9 were paying so much attention to the game against Luminosity.
Yeah, I mean, definitely leaving Inferno on the table here is something that could pay out. Could potentially not pay out. That is the name of the game somehow, that 50-50 win or lose thing. That's exactly how this works, right?
Yeah. And then Cash or Mirage. And Cash isn't a great map for really either team, to be honest. I would be surprised to see Cash here.
Well, it's either going to be Cash or Inferno.
If I were Cloud9, I would go with Inferno. No, yeah, okay.
We're going to Cash.
I mean, that's probably a sign of a new team. You know, 2 new players into the team. I'd say Immortals is a great Cash team. At least when I played with Team Liquid, they were good on Cash, and I always felt like we couldn't do much against them on Cash. If that was us being bad or them being good, I'm not too sure of that. Probably a combination, but Immortals have always been decent on Cash, and Cloud9 have never been too scary on Cash, I'd say. So again, you know, probably the 2 new players playing a little bit of a play there.
So when we look at this, is there a tendency on either side of the map here where we can say, okay, Cloud9 are going to be super aggressive on their CT sides, or they're going to be less aggressive on T sides? What should we expect? I
mean, when you think about this Cloud9 lineup, you think just pure aggressive play. That's all they do. I mean, Stewie loves to be a playmaker, so I expect Stu to be pushing pretty much everywhere, because I don't think they're going to be like isolating people on their sites, just pushing their sites. I think they're going to move people around. I think you're going to see Ska going all over the place, Stewie going all over the place. I think it's going to be a little wild.
It's going to be a little wild, that's for sure. That's what I signed up for. That's the full experience that I want here for the last map of the day. What's even more wild than that is some of your predictions. So let's go ahead and get right into those, Mr. Cobb. What do you got?
Man, this is definitely the hardest one. I would have to go with Cloud9. Cloud9 and OT.
How many OTs?
Very specific.
Oh, we don't just get away with
come on,
OT.
Man.
You know, we got to have numbers. We got to hold you accountable.
Right.
I want Twitch chat, the tweets, all that right at you.
All right, man. 19. So it's gonna be 1 OT. 19-16.
That is an insane prediction, but only because it's so descriptive. What do you got, Pim?
Yeah, I mean, I'm afraid I will disappoint the crowd out there. I think it's going to be Immortals based on the map. Immortals is a team that it's going to be hard for Cloud9 to keep them away from the sides. They come like snowballing in packs of 4 or 5 guys all the time, and it's going to come down to Cloud9 CT side if that's ready for facing Immortals. I think Immortals is going to win this one. I think it's going to be a little bit convincingly maybe. So like something along the line 16-10, 16-11 for Immortals.
I think the baby blue inside of my brain has said that this is going to be a Cloud9 victory, 16-9, and that is not a prediction. You can take that one to the bank. That's the way it's going to be. You know what? We're also going to look at the chat results too, because you at home have been participating. You have been been sitting by and giving us your votes into who is going to win this, and it looks like they're, you know, I'd say they're getting a little closer, but they're really not.
I think there's just a lot of NA people watching right now. I think that's what that is.
Well, I didn't say all that, but we're going to bring our commentators in now. We've got Blue and Seasider hanging out over there doing I don't even know what. What's up, guys?
We're waiting for you.
Oh,
Yep.
Well, I was waiting on you, waiting on me, waiting on you.
Oh, well,
We both lose.
Well, then here we are. Who do you guys got in this one?
I'm probably going to disappoint the crowd here as well, as I have to take Immortals on this one personally. I feel like Cloud9 took a bit of a risk in trying to go over to this map, and I don't feel like it's going to play out well, judging from the issues that we've seen this new roster go up against already.
Well, there you have it. I'm going to let you guys take it away from here, and we'll see you shortly.
All right, thank you very much, Stunna. It is indeed our final match of the evening here for day 1 of the DreamHack ASTRO Open here from Montreal. One more team will get to push forward from the semifinal. It's either going to be a North American team or a Brazilian team. We'll have to see. Seaside, who do you have taking this one? We didn't get your prediction.
The crowd's going to hate me, too. I'm going the Immortals way, solely because C9 is still, this is a newer roster still, not really tested. Now they're coming to a LAN. They did go to Malmo. Not so much success there. Coming here against Immortals, a team that's been just playing well, just consistently well. KNG's fit in the roster beautifully. They've been playing just sound Counter-Strike. I know they're the crowd favorite, so it sucks for me to do this, but I think Immortals are going to take it. They're extremely good on the CT side. They like playing retake A, but they can also get extremely aggressive and aggro and push in your face and take that A main control. And on the T side, they're really good at fighting for that mid control and just scrimming out and pushing up these splits towards A, up catwalk, up highway and in towards A main, and I don't know if C9 are really prepared to deal with the firepower that Immortals brings.
And you could see right there Immortals just finishing up their little huddle, getting themselves ready for the match, and it seems like with that said, we should be good to start this in just a couple of moments here. Cloud9, definitely still a lot of work to be done with this new roster. That's part of the big issue with this team as well, is that, okay, they came together, but what time have they had to actually, you know, sit down and form themselves as a team, form some strats, get things together? It's pretty much like this roster got formed and 2 or 3 days later they had to hop on planes and start going to events. They haven't really had that opportunity, which is why I'm worried, considering how strong Immortals has always been on cash in the past.
Yeah, it's crazy if you think about it. This roster didn't form too long ago, and immediately they had to do online qualifiers. Like the night they were formed, they had to do, I think it was ESL 1 Cologne qualifiers. They ended up dropping a map to a couple teams they shouldn't have, looking for Org being one of them, and then you snowball towards Malmo. No rest, no time, as you said, to sit down, really just go through notes. Really no time for Valens to get his input in. And next thing you know, they're on another plane heading here. No time to really just come together as a unit. Once they get that chance, perhaps there'll be a new beast, and perhaps that new C9 that we've all waited for. But for now, we're jumping in game. C9 and Immortals, the final day here at DreamHack Open Montreal.
And guys, it looks like we're going to be having Cloud9 starting off on the CT side. Immortals will be jumping onto the T side. We do want to remind the folks at home that you can also catch up with the action on Sliver.tv, where you can also win prizes while watching. So be sure to go ahead and check that out. Let's get into it, though, as Immortals are looking to do something interesting here right from the beginning with a boost. But look who's waiting for it. Cloud9 sits right on the other side as they're also going to counter boost. There's a nasty surprise waiting, but regardless, Automatic is able to get 1 kill. And now Skadoodle finds a second. Bolts took down Automatic, as we mentioned previously, but Cloud9 still have a small advantage. They had to give up the A site in the process, though, so Immortals is going to walk out and be able to plant the bomb for free.
Very aggressive from C9. The counter boost to trade out, and they pushed B at the exact same time they went for that counter boost. So now C9 are playing this retake game. They still have double flash on Skadoodle plus the kit. So this is very, very much in C9's hands as Lucas, first point of contact, swinging into A main. He's able to catch Tarek as he's going to re-challenge, and it's all Immortals right now. The Brazilians are cleaning house as they have the broom out, looking to put C9 to bed early, but it is all on Stu, but shut down he will be. As Immortals, they may have gotten challenged early towards boost, but in the end, the A site was just so vacant, it was an easy take for them.
Well, they get themselves to a good start. Cloud9, we'll have to see if they decide to aggressively buy back into it. I was talking with Cloud9's analyst yesterday, actually, and he was saying that he doesn't really like to see teams force buy into the second round, but it looks like they are going to do it anyway here now as they go for 3 CZs. Automatic going for the Deagle, and then Stewie picking up the scout there.
I like the buy, especially CZs. The 5.7's kind of fallen off a cliff, same with the Tech 9. So it's good to see the CZ emerge, especially with the new sound, that's the running joke right now. As Immortals will get the clean opening frag, that's the scout down. It will get recycled on the Tarek. We'll see what kind of damage he can do with it. As it's just looking like Immortals just playing very safe across the map, nothing really too risky. They're going to start to take some peeks towards mid. Steel will be the first point towards highway. They'll even have a molly towards sandbags, so just covering their backs as Immortals.
Yeah, they even got the first kill, obviously, against Stewie. That happened in those first couple of seconds there, so no reason really to rush things at all. Just take it nice and slow, knock out these players one by one, let them make the mistakes. You don't need to be the one to do it. Although, a little bit of a mistake potentially being made there by Luke, because he's about to run out of ammo on that kill. He's spraying that thing the whole round so far, so he has less than 1 full clip remaining. So that'll be fun if we see him running out of ammo there.
9 bullets is all he has when they go into this site. So Kanji's going to swing first. The first frag will go Rush's way, but shut down as Kanji and Lucas will continue to push in as Rush is going to hold the smoke. Lucas with 4 bullets. He runs out of ammo. Rush shuts him down. It's just Henny. He's in sight. The steal comes in from Z, and at Rush finds an AK.
He's got armor behind it, too.
Yeah, 27 seconds.
So he'll sit back here. He knows he's got one close to the red box. He's going to sit inside of the locker room, see if he can get these guys to come out into the open. He'll find one truck instantly headshotting him as well. So down goes Steele. Now we're looking at upset potential here. Henny had the bomb, though, so he's able to go forward and get the plant. But what's Rush going to do? Gets himself up close to the site. It's looking like he's going to try to play this slowly again, hoping he can find his opponent in the open. But no, it's Henny with the quick peek coming up from quad to shut it down and complete the round for Immortals. Still, though, great damage done by C9.
All Rush. That was a 4K. He would have picked up the ace there. Great movement in sight to find them as they funnel into the site one by one in towards default, pushing towards Forklift, using that smoke from Immortals to his advantage and picking up the AK and almost making it a reality. And you have to think if Lucas maybe had a few more bullets in that final magazine of his, perhaps he could have cleaned that one up earlier. As we will see C9 pick up a scout, some upgraded pistols, as they know they did significant damage towards Immortals.
Yeah, so they fully forced into this round for the second time in a row now. They're going to try and press their luck here, see if they can upset a little bit here on this third round. That's taking a pretty big risk, actually, as this is going to prevent them from full buying going into the next round now. So if they drop this one, that's giving Immortals potentially 1 extra round.
Take it. Yeah, 3 players from C9 towards the A site. One just shoulder peeking from Z. You know that player in Z is just peeking for information, while Lucas is going to still be a nuisance towards Squeaky, not giving that up for free to C9. As KNG will spot 2 from Highway, Tarek has to be extremely careful and cautious of how he would like to re-peek in towards Z. But for now, he is just going to hold it very passively. Knowing Immortals have full mid-control, that means they can push Z, they can push up Highway, they can get into Vent, and it looks like KNG may overstep his bounds as Automatic finds it. Bolt's going to try to answer back. He's successful in doing so as he will find Tarek through the smoke. And they're aware there's one more player towards sight, but blind is Lucas as he takes that duel. Stu will finally fall as it is just Rush alone. We know how deadly he is with that CZ, but at range, I think Steel should have him dead to rights here.
Yeah, Rush is going to try to sneak back over here towards the tree room. I think he knows he has Steel in that corner there, but Steel's ready for his push anyway. There's the third round secured by the Immortals, and now this is an unfortunate situation that Cloud9 have put themselves into as their economy still very much in the dumps. They're not going to be able to buy on this round, and a pause will be called, but I believe this one's being called by Immortals, so this is probably a technical pause.
I'd imagine so, yep. Getting the issues fixed. So early, we already have an incredible close game. Very back and forth in C9. You can see how comfortable they were. As soon as Rush was able to get the 4K, almost the ace there on round number 2, C9 just invested right into the next one. They saw how much damage they did, and their economy is going to be hurting. They're going to try to buy back AKs. Perhaps they think, we'll save and then get the buy in the next following round. Instead, C9 try to just pull the rabbit out of the hat as we will wait to get this issue solved.
Yeah, it should be a pretty quick fix there, and then we should be able to jump right back into it. But I mean, this is a great start for Immortals here, just going up 3-0. We even baited Cloud9 into taking that extra buy on the last round there. So now you've really screwed up Cloud9's economy first of all. And now they're going to have to work to rebuild that, as they'll probably be fully saving on this round, just a couple of P250 buys, maybe a few upgraded pistols, but no armor behind that or anything. And then finally, on the 5th round, we're going to see that first real investment from them. They took this risk, and now they have to pay the pretty hefty price, actually, as they're going to let Immortals go up to 4, potentially 5 rounds here before we even see a real response from Cloud9.
And Skadoodle didn't even invest in that previous round, so he's sitting at $4,200 with 4-round loss. You're looking at $2,900. I mean, he can drop some pistols here and still afford the op going forward with armor and some utility. So perhaps he'll drop a couple P250s to his teammates, test the waters, see if they can make a push together into a certain part of the map, perhaps A main. They could even try to deal with Lucas towards Squeaky. I mean, they know he's been spamming bullets into that door. If they can time it properly, get a flash in there as they open it, may be able to get the opening pick there.
So once again, just waiting for a quick technical issue to get fixed here. And it looks like both teams are ready now, so we're on pause. Let's jump back into it and take a look here now. See if Immortals will get the quick shutdown on this round, or if Cloud9 will still have a little bit of resistance to show, even though they are on basically just a minimalist buy, like we were saying before. It's just a couple of P250s. That's it. Besides that, 2 default pistols. So Cloud9 not looking good to start off on this CT side here.
Yeah, I think Scoot just bought a flash. Spending 200 bucks. Yeah. That's it. Stewie gets armor, P250, as you mentioned. So nothing too daring from C9, knowing that they'd love the rifles next round. So you go for a risky start, and you have to kind of pay the price afterwards if it doesn't go your way. As again, Immortals are settling this default. Lucas towards Squeaky, KNG and Henny coming in from A main. The exact same thing as Lucas actually gets the jumping shot through the door, and Henny gets a tap. So that's one way to say we own the A site. And Steel again pushing in towards Z. So very similar play from Immortals here, but they know C9 are going to be on barely anything.
There is a flank coming in from Stewie, but I highly doubt it's going to do anything major. Might be able to sneak up a kill on one player at most, maybe like Steel if he goes into Z to find him there. But other than that, it's Skadoodle up on Highway. It's actually created kind of a weird situation as Steel's about to flank the flanker. Actually, that's not even going to be needed. Bolt catches him anyway. Skadoodle does find one trade, but that's a very small consequence that Immortals will have to pay for here. Now they got that round, they got a great opportunity to build themselves up, and finally, after these first 4 rounds, being force buys for the most part from Cloud9, we are going to see them finally be able to invest into full rifles and an op on Skadoodle.
I'm excited to see where the op on Skadoodle is going to go. We know he's a very versatile operator. He's been trying to get more aggressive, so we could see an early, based on the spawn, an early push into A main. We could see him just post up and help out towards Z, maybe play Z or white box, because we know Immortal's been going for these cross smokes and mid aggression. As I mentioned, very good at taking this mid control and just scrimming out and getting the opening pick. This time it's towards B when Stewie gets caught out from bolts. So that's one way to open the map from Immortals, as they'll continue this mid squeaky, pretty much a straight line across the map of pressure from Immortals. And on the rifles, it will pay off again.
Lucas is going to be positioned back here, trying to see if he can get anyone from Cloud9 out to the open early on. To a certain degree, he is baiting out a few players from this CT side to try and get them to take the bait on this one. Henny as well in mid. He's gone hunting for that C player, but it's a short hunt. He's going to give up on it pretty quickly and fall back as the main team is getting ready to push back in over here into the A bomb site. As Steel leads the charge, pushing back forward here, looking for automatic and some of the other players first. They fail to account for this guy at Forklift, though. However, they just in time. He still gets 1 kill, though. But after that, both Henny and Bolts picking up 2 kills to respond to it, and immediately both of the remaining C9 players are going to fall back, call for the save. Immortals are going to get their 5th here in just a few moments.
Yeah, Immortals open it up on Stewie, then they know they have the round kind of in their hands. It's up to them to mold it. It's really, the pressure's on C9 to make a play. Immortals just casually go back to that bread and butter, smoke cross, molly quad, molly fence, execution towards A. C9 being down in numbers, had to trade out at least +2 in that situation. Instead, they leave Tarek and Skadoodle alone. They're going to try to save this up and M forward. No utility to do so. And Immortals being up 4-0, building up this bank early. I mean, it's already $6,000 out on bolts. They don't mind hunting and losing a couple AKs at the expense of dropping even the op. That's the ideal situation here.
Yeah, we can see bolts over there as well. Quite a nice start for him, and a 10-1 scoreline in these first 5 rounds, so he's doing pretty well. Granted, like I said before, they really haven't been tested too much by Cloud9. There was like 1 gun round being played out so far. And even with these saves, we're going to have to see how the buy looks like from Cloud. It's actually pretty good. 4 rifles at the very least. Rush at most will end up going down to like an ump. Yeah, that's exactly what he goes for. So he'll get ump and a little bit of extra utility, but still a respectable buy across the board.
And this is the round where we could see Rush perhaps get a little cheeky with his play, because I know he's been playing Highway, and he does have support typically from a couple players. And this time C9 are going to stack mid. They're not going to allow Immortals to get this mid control for free, with Rush going to shift back in towards the A site early. KNG is looking for something towards boost. So C9 go for this early kind of pick, pretty much grabbing the bull by the horns, trying to take control of this, knowing how proficient Immortals have been towards mid. And there you have it. It will work out as Tarek is going to be able to find KNG and an opening pick for C9 with rifles. We'll see if they're going to transition it, and where Immortals is looking for the response currently is towards B.
So finally denying a little bit of that that mid control there too, and it's actually kind of made Immortals a little bit mad. As we can see, Steel's going to go back up there. He might jump back in a second and look to try and get back that control. We'll have to see if he goes across. The rest of the team is actually, I think, pretty much all of them except for Henny are going to be moving out here. Henny's still stuck in Sunroom. The flash goes over top, and now they're ready to move back in. So potentially like a B vent split going to be coming out here. And yeah, they're starting to nade into vents themselves to break the doors open. So they'll start moving towards that in a second. They can have Henny start to push back in for the halls too. He actually takes the first bit of aggression from Stu as he's going to be pushing out into the halls. But Tarek, he's now back here waiting. Not for long though. Lucas takes him out, and now it's up to Stewie. A pop flash to the sky, but it doesn't matter. Lucas is going to find his second kill. Now it's all automatic as he rushes through the smoke. Finds one, knows there's more nearby, but again, can't maintain. Bolts will take him down, leaving only 2 alive for this CT side.
Just Rush and Skadoodle. If Rush doesn't find a kill shortly, I think Skadoodle's going to want to try to save that up. Although they will have max loss. It's a matter of this
Lucas.
What a ringer from sight. That's Skadoodle. Going to hold the smoke for a little bit. I imagine he's going to pack his bags and go for another trip. As Immortals, what they did lovely there is, although C9 did get the opening frag, it was just the Immortals late mid retake. They're just so good at that, and it's so hard to go up against it. As your C9, you get the opening pick towards mid, then you fall off that aggression. That opens the door for Immortals to then re-aggress out mid. They keep the opper of Henny in towards Sunroom. As you mentioned, he was stuck there. Then they use Henny to aggress forward, kind of like a chessboard, moving all the pawns, and they go down vents and catch Tarek towards headshot. So this is going to be Immortals getting that 6th round on the board. The 6-0 start. Skadoodle will have the op going into the next one. And I think this is just going to be a half investment, although, see, it's rough. Skadoodle can drop an M4, but the expensive full utility. So this is just going to be a pistols around the op.
Yeah, we can see the entry power coming up from Lucas there now on the instant replay. Some massive work done from him. Such quick shots as well. And now the buy from Cloud9 lead before us. It's not great. P250 only for Tarek. Everybody else on pistol armor purchases, with the only person having utility being Skadoodle here. It doesn't look like they're going to try to get aggressive, though. Look at this, the 2-man stack right over here by A-Main. Skadoodle trying to inch his way back in there. Stu will be able to get 1 kill, but other than that, it's pretty much a failure on the push there. Both of them get traded back. They did tag Lucas, too, down to 3 HP, but now with the other 3 working their way over into mid here in a moment, Steel's already gone and start hunting them down, as does Lucas from that mid-garage position, already finding Tarek out in the open.
We'll see possibly Cloud9 trying to get some exits here, pick up a couple of rifles. So we will see Rush find Steel. We could see Immortals trying to exit towards Truck now to save this weapon and going into the hands of Rush, but it's a bit too late. Rush will pick that up and scurry away with it. Regardless of how many weapons C9 get here, it is going to be Immortals 7, as through the smoke automatic will fall. Not too upset, knowing he'll get that full buy going in the next one. The op will even come out from C9 as they've hit the max loss. With 3100 automatic, it could get dropped over. Rush is going to find Bolt. So damage is dealt with that AK that he picks up, and he should be living. Unless this pick. No, Lucas actually falls. So Rush is looking pretty good so far this game. He's had his moments. Trying to get the op? Nah.
No, he couldn't get to it in time. Lucas actually peeking it the wrong way. I think he gave away his position before he could actually see Rush there. So Rush ends up getting like the free shot to knock him out of the round there. So he gets a little bit lucky towards the end of it there, getting that additional kill. Nicely held though to keep that weapon in check. And behind this, we will see another big buy coming out from Cloud9. Double op setup as well this time.
This is like a backup kind of in the C9's pockets. When things don't go well, throw the op to Stu. Let Skadoodle get it. Stewie gets it. They'll go into the double. It's something you pull out when you're pretty much almost exhausted your aggression. You've exhausted trying to contest Immortals towards mid. You're going to see how this one pans out for them. And allows them to just pretty much leave mid a little more passively. They can have 2 towards highway. Right now they have 1 catwalk, 1 supporting him underneath in Cubby by highway, and 1 in Z.
The formula is actually a little bit different this time, though, for Cloud9, based on what we've seen from them in the past. Normally, Stewie would be, even now with the double op setup, normally we would see him over towards the A-bomb site, but he's actually playing into B right now. And again, he would almost always play with automatic in these situations, too, but that's changed as well. Automatic's still stuck over here towards A. I believe he's probably moved a little bit closer to the site at this point. Yeah, he's sitting behind Forklift now. And we're going to start to see Immortals forming up to get themselves out onto the bomb site. But very, very slowly they're doing this. They're not in a rush to get up on top of the site.
It's interesting. Rush is playing anti-flash here. Not only is he holding highway with Skadoodle, he's playing anti-flash. So when they smoke and flash out, he can hold the squeaky position, knowing when it's coming. Rotation in towards Z. Rush is going to challenge. He's able to find Lucas as Skadoodle in sight. He's trying to find some room to wiggle with. He knows there's a player towards Forklift, as Automatic will hold his back. Brothers in arms. Automatic swings for a second. But it's all KNG as the double ops is all that stands. Skadoodle misses a close-up shot and it leaves Stewie alone. Knowing there's a player sight in A main, nearly misses that shot. as Immortals will continue the boulder rolling downhill.
All right, well, now we need to see a tactical pause come out from Cloud9.
Yep.
Right on cue, we see it coming out from them. 8 rounds lost, no response at all. Attempts to force buy early on in the half as well, messing up their economy early on. A lot of mistakes being made here from Cloud9, and a lot of close rounds, too, that they potentially could have won, but things just not going in their direction. So they do need to take a moment to reset themselves. It's going to be a quick moment, though. Remember, we're on land here, so the pauses are only 30 seconds long.
And you think the double op's the answer there, right? You have Skadoodle towards A. They go for a very heavy setup. Rush towards highway, Skadoodle quad holding highway. You have one player in Z and a player top catwalk. Stewie's soloing B. Stewie's quick to rotate as soon as the execution comes out. They have the numbers. Rush does some nice job finding 2 entries, but then it slowly, systematically falls apart due to these players being back-to-back in sight. Their hand has been played in that spot. So we'll see what C9 are going to do in the next rifle round. For now, I imagine that's what they talked about. For now, we'll see the upgraded pistols, some sets of armor, and just mainly flashes as Immortals gain this mid-control. But Skadoodle hits a ringer on the Ward's bolts, and he's going to be hunting for some more. Unfortunately, he is not Lava Girl, so he can't stand in that fire.
Still, at the very least, it's going to cause some hesitance from KNG. You can see he quickly peeks back up highway, but then has to swing back very fast to make sure Skadoodle doesn't re-peek him from inside of Z there. So once again, Immortals taking that mid-control. No real surprises there. They've been playing with that quite a bit so far in this half. The real question is where they're going to take it from here. They're still lined up essentially into just a usual T-sided default right now. Cloud9 also have to try and figure this out, as with the limited arsenal and just these upgraded pistols, they're going to want to try and stack as many players towards the correct side as possible. After some delay, though, it is looking like Immortals. I think they're going to take this into vents towards B, but
very one-sided. I mean, they will molly back checkers, or as some others like to call it, drip. As KNG will drop down first. Now, C9 have a good read on this. They have 2 players in sight and 1 towards tree. Now 2 headshot, 1 sight. We'll see how C9 going to be able to hold this with just pistols. KNG's going to try his best, tap away on the Skadoodle. He knows there's a second player there. He will clean it up. That's automatic down as Henny finds the rotations. Just rushing Tarek. But look at this. Oh my goodness.
And there we go. He's going to be able to pick that up. Picks up an AK. Gets a 3rd one now as well as he takes down KNG. Henny now all of a sudden is the last man standing. Tarek makes an amazing play. Rush moves in to shut it down and give it to Cloud9. Beautifully played by Tarek.
Those 2 players headshot bait that so well as they're just jiggle peeking and using the crouch function amazingly there as they're able to jiggle while crouching. And they just baiting these players as Tarek, Psycho's uncleared, they've killed 2. They're assuming no one else is home. Note, he kills the player towards headshot before the planner and is able to find the AK and get 3. Cloud9, that's one way to get around on the board as they immediately shuffle back into the double op. Knowing that was just upgraded pistols, we still want to try this double op, as they are still scared of Immortals rifles towards mid.
They've got a bit of momentum coming into their favor now here. Such great patience from Tarek as well.
Yep.
The patience it took him just to wait and not instantly take that headshot onto the first player and then control the situation, even going so far as to kill the player in the backside first before he kills the planter there, just to make sure that he can execute them both with, like 100% accuracy. So well played. Great job by Tarek. Single-handedly brings that round back from the grave by Cloud9.
Automatic. Towards the fork. Doors open early. Lucas continues to be just a thorn in the side of C9 here. He keeps so much pressure and keeps so much attention from C9. And Immortals are just going to shift that towards mids shortly. They love the late delayed mid takes. As we'll see Lucas continue to be a nuisance. Drop a smoke, try to bait some more utility out from C9. He's done a fair job already. And that in turn makes them smoke A main. Just Lucas shooting through door forces out both smokes towards A main early. As KNG will molly sandbags and fall off himself. This round's starting to shift up into an A execution, but it looks like Immortals have different plans as they will fall off of A main, do a delayed boost for KNG, but automatic in the meantime, getting aggressive.
That's the bomb going down as he swings in to get a 2nd kill. Bolts picking up the trade though, and KNG also finally dropping automatic. Skadoodle with a great opportunity to hit a shot. Oh my goodness, that one almost hit. A little bit more to the left. He might have had another kill for himself, but right after the flashbang, great timing on KNG's shot there to find Skadoodle. All of a sudden, Immortals go right back into heavy control. This is not what Cloud9 needs right now. Tarek is going to have to clutch again, but it's not going to happen. KNG moves out, shuts it down, and with that, Immortals will take back control. And what's even worse, with only 2 players surviving that last round from Cloud9, they're going to be put into a situation where they're forced to force buy going into this next round. They've lost their losing bonus, and they're just going to have to try and scrap together a buy.
what I love about what Immortals does here is, and I'm going to talk about Lucas again, he does such a good job of just not giving a lot of information up. They know he always goes there, but there's not a lot to tell from Immortals elsewhere. There's a smoke mid, there's a flash over, there's some bullets coming in from A main, but Immortals don't tell what they're up to until they're on the site and just destroying you left, right, and center. So C9 round 11 have an op, 2 M4s, and already 1 player down as Immortals look to just continue this fragging forward. As Henny even wants to re-aggress in A main, KNG goes over boost. And you see the dynamics of Immortals here starting to really come in the fold as Russia's going to try to shut this down. They will still at least even it up, but it's still in favor of the T's here.
Immortals, though, are still going to need to work themselves over to get control over one of the 2 bomb sites. Cloud9 with a very heavy focus on defending towards A. This is their last stand right now. This is going to become very, very problematic for the CTs if they manage to drop this round and indeed get fully reset here. Volt's going in, headhunting again. He gets tagged, though, down to 6 HP now. And then pushing forward, he's going to rely a little bit more on his teammates in order to get himself into this site. And they're going to commit the bomb to the site, too. Henny is able to find a kill, so they get something going there. At least he's able to take down Automatic. But just after that, falls back to the vents. So I think they're still deciding on this one. With 40 seconds remaining, they are going to need to make a choice soon with players inside of Squeaky along with all the way up highway there. I do believe it's likely that they are going to fully commit to this A-bomb site. Cloud9, they've got a decent setup now, especially with the aggression inside of A-main. But they're going to have to capitalize on this as Steel starts to move back in and look for players in the other direction. They're able to find Scooter taking him down. That was the guy inside of A-main. Rush goes down at Truck 2, and there's nothing left that Stewie can do. He has to fall back, save the rifle, and Immortals are going to push ahead, going up 10-1 against Cloud9.
And that's just experience from Immortals. They know Stewie loves to solo B, and they know when Stewie isn't dying early on in the round by getting aggressive towards B, he more than likely has a rifle towards B and he's soloing it or an op. And they just single out these players beautifully, gaining this mid control, and due to them not having anyone in A main, they're aware that someone from C9 should be lurking around there. They deal with the player in A main, deal with Rush at Truck, and it is just Stu trying to save that lone smoke with his M4. And Immortals, they've built up a healthy bank. And I say that, it's not actually looking too good as I click tab. Steel's on $0, but everyone else is still comfortable to buy into the next round, even if they, like the next round after the next round when they lose, they're still good going forward. So trying to drop this M4 is critical right now. C9, just no luck on their CT side right now.
Even with this M4 though, that's not going to be much. That's still probably going to be the only big weapon they have going into this next round. They just fully bought out. There's no way they're going to do it again, especially with everybody working with pretty much just 1900 as their leftover money.
Good shot. And he's so quick with the op. I mean, he's been impressing me more and more. Sometimes he's extremely flashy, but if he can find consistency like this and find multi-frags and opening it up for Immortals, I think they're just such a deadly team.
That's the key, though, for Henny is consistency.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You never know when he's going to show up and when he's going to fall flat. Right now, he's definitely showing up, so this is a large part of the reason why Immortals are kind of crushing C9 in this matchup. And Cloud9 are just not even really being given a lot of opportunities to put up a fight here. 4 of their players are going to be on pistols. You do see Tarek going, oh, there's KNG just walking right up. Nobody's even paying attention to Highway. 2 easy kills for him, and he's going to look for a third in a second as well.
Yeah, I bet Automatic calm that it could be up Highway, but they almost have to gamble keeping on their focus towards A main. But it just looks so free for KNG as he walks up, finds 3. Tarek and Automatic going to try to at least maybe drop a rifle. They know they've kept Immortals, at least stringing them along, dealing significant damage to Immortals in these rounds. They've been very close, but it's just Immortals now just... he thinks he can get away with it twice.
It's a very Tarek thing to do right there. He's going to sit inside his opponent, KNG. Oh, no! He wanted the knife fight it. He wanted the ace.
Can't blame him.
He's not going to give it to him, though.
11-1 though. Immortals T side is just, it's so much pressure to deal with. Not only is their default keeping a lot of pressure across the map, these late mids, I feel like I've said this a couple times, just C9, just they crumble to it. And Lucas and Squeaky has just done a marvelous job. This has just been textbook from Immortals. We've seen some aggression coming out from C9. Stewie trying to get aggressive towards B, shut down from the op. He's paranoid now that maybe they're holding that from T spawn because Immortals haven't been putting anyone in B main for some time now. They've just kind of been leaving it.
Cloud9 looks like they may want to try and do something a little bit more aggressive this time, but the thing is they're putting that aggression in the wrong place. Immortals aren't doing anything with Squeaky this time. It's all coming out of A main, and it's coming out fast too. It's going to leave Rush right in the open. Automatic did fall back, so it's not the end of the world just yet, but now it might be with Automatic falling to Henny. And there you go. They're already calling for the fallback, it looks like, with players moving away from Truck. I don't think they're going to be going back in, and nope, 2 of them heading into CT spawn, 1 going into the B-bomb site. They're going to wait this one out.
Standard A setup. I mean, it's just Immortals getting the job done. Just very clean play from them, and now they're even going to hunt. They know it's round 13. They have so much cash in the bank now, almost 10,000 on 2 players. They're going to hunt these players. Even if they lose all 5, they'll still, as long as they drop a couple of these guns, they'll be happy, knowing that C9 have pretty much $0 for everyone, and only 4-round loss. They haven't even hit that max yet. So we'll see how committed they're going to be to this. C9 do have 2 players in towards CT, and 1 player in towards that tree room. Now Stewie, here's the vent break. He should be safe, but Lucas lighting him up from truck side. Not going to push forward, scared of someone in CT, and rightfully so. As C9 will keep those 4 M4s, and we'll see a reinvestment. I imagine in this round, I think you keep 3 rifles alive, you almost have to invent.
Yeah, Tarek's going in with the buy there now on a scout, rush. They're probably going to look at like, actually no, he gets struck the FAMAS, so they are good. Yeah. They get him a rifle, and everybody's got full utility too, so it's not a bad buy. But can they actually do anything? That's the question.
Definitely the question.
And Tarek is going to start us off. Oh my goodness, that was almost a double headshot right there. It looked like, well, he ends up getting tagged on. I think that messes up the shot. He'll go down a couple of seconds after that with Lucas pushing in, Henny pushing in now. He's going to get a kill as well, but here comes Stewie. Oh, he's only able to get 1 though. Bolts with a quick response to that. Lucas back into the fight here too, as he's pushed all the way through tree room already. And now Rush sits as the last man standing. He'll scavenge an, oh my goodness, he'll scavenge an M4, but he gets spammed from checkers.
Bolts has just been going absolutely insane this game. He's kind of been the man to just open up the map. He is 18-3. That's insane.
I mean, what's the highest death count right now in Immortals? 8 for KNG.
So he is just...
And that's with like KNG leading the charge most of the time.
Yeah. So that's with KNG being first in, and Bolt's kind of just...
He's only died on half the rounds.
Yeah. It's crazy. And final round of this half, Immortals is looking dominating right now. No one saw this scoreline coming. Nor did C9 of the Immortals. Just this unstoppable force. Some rifles in play. The scout back out on Tarek. Rush with his famous CZ. As we'll see Automatic get aggressive. KNG will fall. And Automatic going to try to hang on to that piece of the map, knowing the weaponry is not superior.
And he's also going to look for a trade under that one. Automatic moves in, picks up that kill at the very least. Henny. Now this would be... Is he going to... No, okay, he's sitting in the smoke right now. I was about to say, for a second I thought he was going to go all the way through. That would be very, very bold, to say the least. Won't be doing it. Probably going to wait for the smoke to fade away before he attempts anything like that. Automatic in the meantime, though, they fell back, and now they're pushing into Squeaky. Lucas knows this is happening, though. The nade goes deep, and oh, good damage, but a better response from Automatic. Instant headshot against Lucas to take him out. And Immortals down to 3 all of a sudden here. They're not looking so hot.
Yeah, clean from C9 so far. And that's a deep smoke from C9 as well. Denies vision from Immortals. But Bolts this whole time has been slowly shift walking all the way in towards B. We know how Stewie loves to anchor this site. Henny, in the meantime, opposite side of the map, will find 1. Still that 1-man advantage in C9's court. As Henny's looking for the entry, has a good idea where this player is at. Headshot, Bolts finds it, but he will burn as it's up to Henny to push into the site with the op. A good flash coming in from heaven, assisting Stewie as Henny will find the rotator, but it's just still Stu, alone on site, and just Henny standing, and Stewie finds it. So C9 do find their second, but that's a very tiny grace, I suppose you can say, a very tiny reward in comparison to how that half really went.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still terrible half from Cloud9. They win the round off of a huge hero play from Tarek, and finally we see some good stuff from them, but it's on round of 15 is when we finally start to see some good stuff coming out from them. And it's not even really mistakes made by Immortals out there. It's like finally like really fully good play coming from Cloud9, but it takes that long to see it. That's the big problem here.
Yeah, Automatic did a nice job of getting flashed in towards A-Man, finds KNG, pushes Squeaky, finds that free frag and then pushes for aggression. So it even came down to a 1v2. It was a 5v2 and it came down into a 2v1 or 1v2. So it still came down to the wire as C9 going to jump on the T side. It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway because I have to be that guy. Pistol's a must. They lose pistol, game's over. Pack it in.
It's literally over because Immortals, assuming they don't get second round upset, they're just going to shoot right into 16.
So. Then again, rushes CZ. I don't know. I'm assuming you replaced his Tech 9 for it. I love how when the Tech 9 like upgrade comes out, a lot of people are calling it a buff, and then no one uses it anymore. Just Tech 9's too buff. It's CZ's.
Well, jumping into it now, we'll see. Cloud9, this round is very much a must-win for them if they want to stay in this map and attempt to come back from a huge deficit of 2-13 right now. Otherwise, Immortals will be pushing forward. into the semifinals, and Cloud9 will have to fight back in the final match of their group, depending on whoever makes it past the losers match in this group. KNG, he'll start it back off over here, trying to pick up some trade kills after he loses Lucas, but Rush pushing his way through. He's got a second. KNG's only able to get one. Automatic picks up the third kill now for Cloud9. Steel and Bolts, the only two left remaining. Both are here at the site, so no rotation time is needed. But the real story here is Bolts trying to sneak in from upper. Unfortunately, he whiffs on his opportunity to get a kill, and now is forced to fall back over here onto Highway. Hoping that Steel can do a little bit of work too with Bolts falling back there, baiting some of these guys into the open. And oh, there we go. Bolts, the running headshot from him to take down Stu. Now it's a 2v3. Still a lot of work to be done. They do have a kit sitting on Steel currently. They get very close to that kill, but Tarek takes down Bolts. And Tarek will also knock out Steel just a few seconds later, giving Cloud9 control over the pistol to start off the second half.
Clock train onto A. They get the opening frags. Rush does a nice job, Tarek closing the door. So C9 will hold on for now. As you can see, it is a split. Nice strafe jump out to the site, and Rush just does a lovely job with these entries. And I think he almost gets the 30 assists in it. So C9 immediately going to 3 AKs, 1 Glow, and UMP. I feel like every team has their own, like, nice, comfortable round 2 buys since the UMP kind of got reworked. You see a lot of teams go for Glills, straight UMPs. But right now, C9 going for a nice mixture as Immortals go for the armor and upgraded pistols. Note, Henny, only the CZ saving for that AWP in the future.
I'm actually very surprised Immortals forced this, to be honest. I would think they would have wanted to save and kind of go all out on the gun round since they have this big of a cushion.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to end it now. Bait Cloud9 into making an aggressive decision again. If they could win this round. Steel waiting. Oh, but the peak is not far out enough there for Tarek. KNG quick on the trade, though. He is waiting back just below Highway, catches Tarek in the open, finishes off the job. So at the very least, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Not going to be the winning trade, though, for Immortals with their current buy.
There's automatic. That's a clean one on the Henny. He's even going to look for a second. Gets dinked and drop. KNG with a CZ holding this cross like a madman. They're expecting it like a rifle. And as I say, Skadoodle swinging the UMP, so perhaps not as I eat my words.
It's rough for Skadoodle.
At least the bomb goes down for C9, but still 3v3 and AK out in KNG. I would not count Immortals out here.
Bolts trying to swing back up. The Deagle's coming into the picture here now, too, so maybe we'll see a little bit more effort employed with that. KNG, I'll mention, also has an AK in hand with armor sitting behind it, so that's a dangerous combination right there. They move back in, try to spam on the Deagle, but Skadoodle comes out on top. And not only that, but he's got great damage done to Bolts. KNG's also lit, too. 2v3. Where's KNG at? We need to see him come into the action if he's going to contribute to this play at all. Smoke back out at A-main, and he doesn't even stand a chance. Just gets completely destroyed by Stewie. Nicely done. Cloud9 is going to hold on, and they're going to push up to 4.
Bolts will get an AK here, I think. Unless his teammate didn't call it, I think they did. We'll see him trying to run for this AK. I think it actually went down Highway, so he may have got gypped. No, it's right there. It was right by Red. He was trying to play the bomb explosion off. It's tricky with the spacing when it comes to the bomb blowing up in the radius and the damage. So we will see C9 on 4. Immortals, they're pulling a C9. They're investing. They are investing. Henny gets the op with head armor. Head armor for everyone, which is interesting considering they know C9 have AKs out. I guess they don't know how many, so that Galil and UMP won't kill him in close up, but Henny with the scout. Showing you why he's so deadly with the op and the scout. You just don't challenge him.
He almost got the second one, too. Just a little bit more of a flick, and he might have had that one. Now the nades are going to roll back in, see if they can punch these guys on top. Not really working out. Henny looking for some more tags. Missing all these shots, though. We did see Stewie get hit a little bit. I don't think that was from the scout, though. I think that was from another source. He's going to end up down at 61 HP after getting hit by that. So Cloud had a little bit of struggle getting in here. And Immortals certainly pressing their luck with this buy. Oh, nicely done from KNG there as well. He even wanted to re-peek it to go for a second frag, but the flashbang forces him back outside behind the safety of forklift.
That's what I was going to say. Nade, chunky nade, yeah. Handles chunky noodle soup. Rush trying to work up towards Highway. Will be snuffed out for now, as Rush is just going to commit to the swing, finds KNG, knows there's more towards sight. He is going to find Henny, brings it back to an even man Stead. As Bolts is trying to hold from sight, though, he's been having a lights-out game. Throwing bolts of lightning all over the place, but instead he will be shut down, and it's just Lucas and Steel. But look at the HP on C9. This is, again, not out of the realm of...
This smoke's really well positioned, though. Look at this. Stewie's able to line up the first kill perfectly. He does let the second player escape through, so Lucas is going to be able to get past this smoke. However, he's playing around it too much in order to pick up this AK. So now they should know where he's at. Then if he crosses that smoke again, I do think that they're waiting for him. There's the peek out. They know exactly where he's at right now. They're going to try to finish it off. Lucas is almost out of ammo as well. Only 7 bullets left in the clip there. Skadoodle's going to finish it off, and it's another round for Cloud9. They're on their way, but there's still a lot of climbing to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible if they're able to maintain their economy, not take too much, because they really don't have any room to wiggle, right? They maybe one round, but that's about it. They don't want to give up too much. As soon as Immortals get some wind behind their sails, they're on to 14. Next thing you know, it's 15, and then it's almost too late. So C9 really almost have to win out for a bit before they concede this at least one more round. As you see, Immortals just respecting it now. They've pulled the old C9 on their own CT side, and now they're just going to settle back into the typical, where they will have a couple upgraded pistols. Bolts and the Deagle still deadly with it, but what can he do with it? As we will see a double stack towards sandbags, and if that gets overlooked by C9, they could turn into something deadly, especially with Bolts in his flash.
No action being taken just yet by Cloud9. Still plenty of time to play with here. Force for the Molly to start things off. That's going to push one player into the open. KNG trying to support. Steel trying to avoid that Molly. No luck, however. Tarek is ripping these players to shreds. Bolts finally going to tell him that he's overstayed his welcome and knock him out of the round, but it's after he's done significant damage to Henny. And Bolts as well, being tagged a little bit there. So Cloud9 still very much in control of the situation. And I believe they're going to try to swing over here towards B in a second to close out on this. Actually, no, they're caught playing around the mid a little bit, but Stu holds on anyway. Gets that kill on a Bolt, so it's just Henny left alive, sitting in the back of that A-bomb site.
It looks like C9 are more focused on planning towards B, so $300 into Skadoodle's pocket. Not bad for a day of work. As Henny is going to try to fight for that rifle. They know exactly where Tarek's gun is, just outside mid-main. Not going to be allowed to get anywhere close. C9. 6 rounds on the board. It's starting to believe a little bit. Change your prediction, maybe?
I'll wait till after the next gun round.
Okay, that's fair enough. Especially considering how far C9 still have to go. They are going to be able to get the op back out of Skadoodle, of course. Henny is going to have it out. So we'll see what he's going to do. Again, like Skadoodle in the sense that he loves being aggressive, perhaps a bit more flashy than Skadoodle at certain times. So we'll see if Henny's going to be the man to say, all right, time to put C9 in their place. Let's get aggressive with this op. Let's see what we can do.
He's going to be waiting behind this smoke here as well after things do get flashed out early on. The flash that they toss back in actually does blind the player sitting inside, and they try to spam that spot. Does a little bit of damage to Bolts, but he's still going to be able to escape. The real question is, though, do they realize what happened? Do they figure out that KNG got over here? He's actually going to take a different position because of this. That gives him a little bit more coverage. Ooh, the nade goes in, but I think it's going to mostly miss because the players were split as he was tossing it.
Such an underused position. I really do love it. It's a hard angle to spot, looking at A main, but if you have the aim like KNG does, such a strong angle to hold. Door may neglect it if they look up. We'll see, but now, no, KNG's gun model will block if they walk out, so a lot of trust in his teammates. C9 will get one player out towards those toxic barrels. That's automatic, giving him room to work. And I think he heard that sound cue. No, he didn't actually. No. He's still fighting towards site. He will win the duel, and he will look up. An immediate trade from Skadoodle, however, the A site is now fair game as Henny can't hold the cross by himself. And Stewie's going to push in towards C behind the smoke. Of course he will. As the bomb will go down for C9 as a chance start. Yeah, they are.
So they're going to fall back, and this is going to be Cloud9's 7th round here in a second. They've got to be careful of things like that. They're not in a super secure position just yet. Regardless, they build up a 7th round now and are just over the halfway point to trying to take this comeback and win out against the Immortals. It would be very impressive, to say the least.
It's a really nice play from Automatic. Works out by himself towards Toxic. Knows C9 is slowly, his teammates are slowly but surely gaining that mid control and working up highway. He wins the site, the site fight, and has support from Skadoodle to find that player towards Shroud Boost. So Cloud9, lucky number 7. We'll see how much Immortals are willing to invest here, and it is, of course, going to be a full investment, only losing that pesky 2 players. And they opt back out on Henny. They're able to hold on to it. Decent amount of utility to boot around this, so the C9 still not out of the weather yet. The storm is still approaching, but Skadoodle's got money for days at 10,000, and Tarek thought he wanted to get aggressive early towards mid. Instead, it's just going to be Skadoodle holding towards A main and C9, settling into their own version of their default. We saw Immortals a bit more heavy towards the squeaky presence. Rush is going to start that now, just as I say it. So C9 starting to get comfortable.
no action really going to be happening here earlier on. Both teams are just trying to throw a couple bullets at each other to see if they can bait the other one out. KNG, he's getting ready to push back in, but it's a good thing he backs out as the op was waiting for him now. Squeaky swings open, but he holds on. Might not be that way for long, though, as he's getting pursued by Automatic, who's going to be able to catch the trade. Bolt sitting in the back of the site. He's able to hold on, taking down Automatic, and that should stall most of their progress, especially with that molly going down in Squeaky. However, Bolt re-peeks into A main, and that's where Skadoodle's going to be able to take him down. Now taking back the advantage a little bit here and evening this into a 3-on-3.
Yeah, the player towards Squeaky called where that molly came from. Skadoodle just posted on that angle and held. Good on C9 to bring it back to an even man. It's in their advantage, especially with 45 seconds, and look at Stewie. Lovely lurking to B. Now Lucas is playing a bit of a cheeky angle here towards towards Tree. We'll see how prepared Stewie's going to be. Yeah, I think Lucas will hold here all day. It's really, the pressure's on Stewie.
He doesn't have any utility to peek that either, so he's probably just going to
waiting for Tarek. Yeah. Smoking a molly. We'll see how they decide to use it. As there's the smoke molly go towards Heaven. Lucas and try to fight before it blooms. There's a tiny little gap.
Oh my goodness.
And he's actually able to find Tarek. Look at that gap now that Lucas can work with. Can't get the second spray as Stewie will find it with 10 seconds. The bomb will go down and it's on Skadoodle to cover.
That's a huge mistake to leave that big hole in the smoke, though, as that just gives them back another even 2v2. The problem is they're going right into the op shots. There's Skadoodle waiting for it. He finds Henny, Steel trades, and now just has to take down that opper. He had utility, but chose not to use it, so Skadoodle holds on. And it's yet another round for Cloud9 going up onto the board.
Slowly but surely, Immortals are losing their grasp. That's 6 rounds in a row now for C9 on their T side. That does mean Immortals will have plenty of cash to get a buy here, including the op once more. Losing bonus 10s is stacked up quickly, especially when it's maxed as Skadoodle starting to heat up. Didn't look so good on the CT side. He only had the op 3 or 4 times. But now on the T side, he's really finding these entries. He's being aggressive when they need him to be. Just like this. Somehow, it's a leg. Henny comes out on top. The movement from Henny was insane there as he hopped around the corner. And this round, we're getting some action early.
So he's going to get flashy. He's forced to fall back here. It doesn't look like Henny will be able to successfully chase him and take him down. But in the process of all this happening, KNG did pick up a second kill. Oh, and now a third is claimed as well, with KNG finding his own personal second. The molly causing so much chaos inside of Checkers too. Cloud9 trying to respond to it, and somehow they win that round. What happened?
Immortals get the opening pick, and then they have just too many players stuck towards one site. C9 catching them out. A great molly from Stewie. Another player from Immortals falls towards the A site. And C9,
this is where all the action happened, was over here on the A side. We can see this. Look at this hero play from Rush.
Just Rush.
The double kill there to bring it back, and then the final kill is happening towards B finally.
Good timeout from Immortals. I think Steel needs to compose himself. Not only himself, but the team. I mean, look at Bolts and KNG. 23 and 22 frags. Well, C9 starting to heat up. Stewie, Rush, Automatic, all pretty much around the same scoreline right now. And I wonder what Immortals are going to be discussing here. Their T side was so well executed, but not picking up a single CT round yet could be very deflating on your motivation. We'll see if aggression may be the answer here on this round with just upgraded pistols. They're going to go ahead and wait until they get full utility, the full mollies. Very likely that we can see either a very aggressive mid-push here with a B split coming in, or Immortals just going to say, all right, let's just play. You go wherever you want. Steel could let them say, go where you want. Use these pistols how you wish. Although I don't think Steel's calling anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
I think it's Bolts, but I could be wrong.
Well, Tarek sits back and patiently waits for the push from KNG. He's able to punish him, knocking him out of the round. A nice early start here. Cloud9's going to hold back, probably play a little bit more passively now that they're expecting more aggression to work its way out into the open from the Immortals. Bolt specifically was looking like he was thinking about pushing an A main for a second there, but had some second thoughts, as now specifically Stewie just tries to push forward, getting a little bit more control towards B. Hasn't pushed into the site just yet, but some of the players are also exploring options into mid too. They're moving in to slowly try and clear things back out. Stewie a little bit scared there as he could spam the wall for a moment, and finds the player in mini pit, but Steel, he holds on regardless, gets that kill onto Stewie.
I respect a good CZ player. Definitely a difficult pistol to use. It's all about the 2 taps. As Henny's going to pick a position towards Highway. Steel will push forward and grab that AK. Rush is going to try to work some more magic towards Squeaky. We've seen that before. Now C9 are getting ready to commit. Automatic, great timing to find Henny with his back turn. That should open up the A side if C9 wish. But 35 seconds, they do have time. Bolts. In the meantime, his own CZ will find a frag as Skadoodle picks up the bomb. Going to try to cross the site. Automatic's double spray is good. And Cloud9 will get to double digits. You starting to believe now? It's been a couple rifle rounds.
I'm feeling it now.
The C9 magic's in the air, and Valens is getting into it himself.
We're going to have to see, though, as there is another big gun round coming back up from the Immortals here. Timeout's going to be called by Cloud9, so I believe this is tactical from them. This is a very crucial round here. This is, again, another opportunity. Immortals have had a very slow buildup of their own economy because of choices that they made throughout the course of this half. They made some similar choices to Cloud9 where like they aggressively forced spot where they really should have saved, things like that. So this is one of the first times where Immortals is really getting a big buy onto the table, as they do have, double op setup coming in.
And it's such a deadly setup from Immortals, especially now on the CT side. We didn't see it on the T side just due to how easy it was for KNG to just rifle. Now with Henny and KNG on the op, if you haven't seen KNG op, you're kind of in for a treat. I think Pimp said on the desk it's really going to be come down to the op duels of Skadoodle and KNG, who can get the opening pick, who can really open up the map. And now it comes down to Immortals holding on to it with a double op. So I'm excited to see where they go. Skadoodle's heading towards B main, so is a couple of his teammates. So it looks like Skadoodle's prepared for some aggression, so is the rest of C9, as the bomb is going to head to Squeaky, so it won't be anything quick.
Well, despite this 8-round streak from Cloud9, they still only have enough money left over as well for only one more rebuy after this. This is still a dangerous situation for the team as a whole. They need to make sure they win this round to secure the scoreline and allow them to close the gap a little bit more, because if Immortals wins this and pushes up to 14 and then breaks them the round afterwards, that's it. Immortals will more than likely win the map. In come Cloud9, though, as they are going to start to throw a lot of pressure onto the B bomb site, but it is a fake. Lucas just barely survives as the Molotov rush swings in, takes him down. You'll note the bomb is still sitting way over outside of Squeaky. Skadoodle catches Steel trying to flank from inside of the mid garage here. Players are discombobulated all over the map right now. It's absolute chaos, but it's all in the favor of Cloud9. Tarek finds yet another kill, takes down KNG, and now they're going to be free to push into A, plant that bomb. And for Henny and Bolts, they don't even know what's going on. They're going to have to try and salvage this, but it's not going to happen. Skadoodle shuts down Henny. The double op setup does absolutely nothing for the Immortals. And Bolts sits in a corner now trying to save.
What a ruse coming in from C9. They send 3 players, including the op Skadoodle, towards B. They keep the bomb towards Squeaky. We saw that early. As I said, it might not be anything quick, but it is a full-blown fake from C9. Smokes, mollies, opening picks, the whole 9 yards, and Immortals take the bait the whole way as Bolts is full blind and should fall momentarily, and he will. No saving for Immortals as the crowd starts to get behind C9 more and more. And that's just a play from C9. They Valens opened the old book there during that pause and said this round's crucial. Let's pick it up. And now Immortals, due to how expensive the double ops are back on just upgraded pistols.
Yeah, nicely done there. I mean, to be honest, they didn't really need to do the fake, because the B they could have just gone straight forward with the B hit, and it probably would have worked just fine. So that will break the Immortals now, putting them onto another half buy here. CZs for 2 of them, 2 deagles and a P250 for Henny, as he does look to save for the next gun round here. And it's looking like Immortals are going to try to get aggressive again. Their attempts to do this in the past, though, haven't really been too successful on the CT side. But we'll see. Things can change up pretty quickly if Cloud9 find themselves making mistakes, not checking to the right positions at the right times. They get out of the hand if they're not paying attention.
I think C9 know exactly what's going on. There may have been a sound cue as Immortals pushed up aggressively here. Skadoodle wants to hold this with his, he doesn't want to give it a chance. And just as he looks away, of course KNG peeks. But Skadoodle's quick with the P250. As there's an AK picked up, keep an eye on Steel as Bolts from Catwalk with his deagle. Gonna rain down some hellfire on towards Rush as Bolts is looking for some more as they cross. And this flank from Henny, if he's silent, it'd definitely be deadly later on.
Bolts is gonna be a little bit careful. There's a lot of utility being tossed his way here as well. It's running a little bit low on ammo there. They want to try to save some of that. Or just get ready to kind of throw himself at the fight.
Henny's still going.
Cloud9 still in really full control, but look at this, Henny lurking back in. He's able to get that 1 kill against Automatic. I would have thought they would have had someone paying attention to this flank, but not the case. Bolts moves in, shuts down Skadoodle, and all of a sudden, out of absolutely nowhere, on what was just a half buy, Immortals are finally able to piece together their first CT-sided round.
And that's what's crazy. Out of all the rounds, from the rifle buys to the double ops, it's the pistols that get the job done, and look what they get out of it. 3 members stay alive, 2 AKs in an op. This is huge for Immortals. It is going to exhaust some of their money rebuying on those 2 players, but they have so much. Lucas Henny can drop KNG to be no problem. As Cloud9 starting to get low on the bank themselves. They're still good for next round, but it's getting to the danger point, especially with Immortals on 14. C9 will not want to concede 15.
Stu's actually going to be out of cash, I think. If
the double op?
Yeah.
Yep, 200 bucks. Yep.
So they've got to be very careful about this as well. If there's any sign of them losing this round, they're going to want to fall back and save because they need that full buy for what could be the last round. Well, they made it this far. Now the gap opens up again. Immortals finally are able to pick up that 1 round, pushing them up to 14. This is It's ultimately upsetting about these heroic comebacks as they can be crushed in a matter of 1 to 2 rounds.
Well, nice molly in from Immortals. If you didn't catch that, it came from under vents. Forced him off the angle early. The smoke gives Henny a bit of a boost as he's standing on the wood underneath vent. As he's just going to smoke it himself, not feeling too confident. Stewie holding for the cross. There's a gap. Nearly misses it. Meanwhile, Automatic is going to open up on Steel. He's been having a hot game. And Automatic's going to continue to try to find a little bit of ground towards mid. And he has it all. He's claimed this land.
Automatic with full mid control. What are they going to do next, though, is actually most of Cloud9 pulls out of the B halls and is getting ready to swing in towards A with a lot of mid pressure, too. I think it's 3 up highway right now, and the other 2 heading into A main. They're going to change it a little bit. Immortals not rotating into this appropriately just yet either. They're still at a 2-2 split, but KNG, he sees the first one, shutting down Tarek. Still more to come, though, and this is where the highway push comes into the picture. Bolt's going to try to hold back Rush, trading onto KNG, but Bolt's also takes down Automatic when he pushes in from highway. Rush just in the open, gives himself over to Lucas, and now 2 remain from Cloud9. They're going to force the plant situation. They still have a player in mid as well, but they're both on the ops. And with Stewie now being challenged here, Skadoodle, he's going to buy a little bit of room for him, but Lucas trades it back. It's just on Stewie now. He's bought a little bit of positioning for him, but his opponent already on the defuse there, and with Henny getting that kill, that will push Immortals up to round 15.
Even if Henny doesn't find that shot, just 0 time for Stewie to get there, even if he's the better than Roka at Fooning. There's just nothing he can do in that situation. Immortals on 15. As we mentioned earlier, those C9 are still good for this buy. They're going to buy, of course, whatever they can, but it is still going to be a strong buy. Op out on Skadoodle, exactly what you want. Full utility. They're feeling comfortable. Immortals double op, still out there in full force. The Cloud9 need 4 more to push it to OT. Hayes did call for OT. It is on the horizon, but it's on C9 to push this Cloud just a little bit further.
Double op setup working its way in for Immortals too, and that's not a good sign with Lucas able to secure the first kill. Down will go Stewie. 4 remain from Cloud9, and pretty much all of them are stacked inside of A main right now, getting ready to potentially go for an execute there. Also, Immortals, as we can see, are getting aggressive. KNG starting to lurk back up. Oh, he caught him with his gun out too, and then misses the no-scope. But thankfully, even though Rush takes him down, Bolt is available from just behind Forklift to trade that back, looking for a second kill, but Rush takes him down. We're even again. It's down to a 3v3, and everyone from the Immortals is pretty much the other side of the map right now.
Rush is just doing such a good job towards Squeaky when he actually commits to this. You gotta be careful with Henny lurking towards highway.
Do not jump again, Rush.
No, looking for skulls. As Lucas is gonna swing. Skadoodle misses a shot, he needs some help, but he misses a second. Skadoodle will hit the third as he's gonna swing, and he will find the shot. Finally shut down from Henny, who's in a 1v2. The bomb is ticking away as Henny has a flash and an op and a dream. With no kit, that bomb is starting to tick more and more, and Rush gonna find his 3rd of the round. Lovely work coming out from Squeaky. Just dominating right now is Rush.
Best part about all this is that Immortals, if they force here and lose it, then they're probably going to end up being broken the next round afterwards. So that will let Cloud9 get up to round number 30.
Coming down to the wire now.
This is the definitive round, essentially, here. If Immortals do drop this one, it should let Cloud9 go up to round number 30 here, and then it's just that one last round they have to close out, and it's a miracle that Skadoodle misses that opening shot there, as another member of Immortals could have gone down. And actually, Immortals choose, I should mention here as well, not to buy into this one. They did have enough money, probably with 1 or 2 downgrades coming into the picture, but they did have enough to force this one, but they decided not to.
Very reserved. Just the Deagle Brigade. And Automatic's going to show you how deadly he can be when he gets mid-control given to him. He's going to continue to face as well. Tarek will hold towards Z. This game's heating up as Lucas and Steel going to try to find some frags, knowing C9's cash. I mean, it's almost irrelevant at this point. It is still low. Maybe deny a couple AKs. Make it a little awkward for them. Deny some utility. As Automatic's going to get a 4K. He just absolutely dominates that round as soon as he gets out towards mid. C9, 2 more rounds. We could see the OT coming in shortly. Henny back on the op. Immortals go all in. No kit, very low utility, only 3 smokes across the map, and 1 molly. So look for Henny to try to make some play. He has to open it up for Immortals. If not, one of these riflers kind of has to step up right now for Immortals.
With how slow this map has been played, in this half specifically, though, that lack of utility is actually going to be a huge deal.
Yep.
That could allow Cloud9 to win this one because they're not going to be limited on time really at all here. Immortals have like 1 wave of smokes that they can utilize, and that's it at all. They messed up this boost too. So they got to cancel it now. They can't even do it anymore.
He's almost stuck in that corner too, based on the sound cues. So C9 are going to go for the full wall of smokes on towards A. This is going to be a full-blown execution. We'll see if they commit behind it.
And like I said, Immortals have nothing left to hold this, but
Nothing.
Look at this from KNG. They did use one smoke to get him back in. Is he going to be spotted up on top? No! Wow. He gets the first kill on Tarek. There's no one else inside of A main to resist that right now. Henny found another kill on Rush as well. It's falling apart for Cloud9. What's gone wrong here? They've got more players holding off the boost squad as well. There's 2 of them trying to get over top on boost, but it's not happening. There's some more trying to push them through A main, but no! It's not happening! It's down to automatic now, and he's got a 1v4 set against him. He does have bomb control, but he only has a quarter of his HP remaining, and obviously he's up against that 1v4. Spots one in the corner, sees a player at truck, but just as he spins around, one at the entrance to A main will shut him down, and that will finally secure this map for Immortals as they push on into the semifinals.
29-15 bolts. I believe he was calling as well. Unreal performance from him. Immortals got shaky once they actually got over to their CT side, but started to clean it up near the end there. C9 go for that 3-2 split at the end. Those smokes thrown into A. They boost 2 players over. Henny was ready for it. The op playing towards sandbags. If you're the operator towards sandbags in that position, you're going to get one on boost, and then normally gets traded out. But in the end, Immortals close it out. And you got to think, if C9 get a couple rounds, even one more round on their CT side, who knows what could happen. We could be in OT right now, or C9 having that W. So came down to the wire and definitely put a show on for the fans.
Yeah, Immortals just barely able to squeak it out towards the end of the day. There are a lot of issues, obviously, on their CT side in general. Same to be said for Cloud9, of course, and ultimately, at the end of the day, those comebacks, so disappointing because that huge advantage that was built up at the beginning of the first half is just too much to come back from.
It's rough, and I'm excited now, though, because that C9, they can show that no matter the deficit, this team can still stick together against a team like Immortals, a deadly team. You saw how many shots they're hitting on the T side. To compose yourself and go back on your own T side and able to almost do the exact same thing, it just shows that this team is composed, great players, and the 5 moving forward should definitely be able to make some wakes in the scene. So we'll see.
And of course, Cloud9 are not out of the tournament just yet. They are going to be pushed down into the lower bracket final of this group, but they will have to go up against the winner from the initial losers bracket game as well there, and that'll be a best of 3. The winner of that one will get to push forward onto the semifinals too.
Well, with that being said, we're going to throw it to the panel for the last time today, and they're going to break down what we just witnessed.
Nuts. is that accurate to say?
Almost the comeback.
Yeah, almost not enough. I think almost only counts in like horseshoes and hand grenades. So in this situation, though, what was certainly going to be a grim turn of events there and sort of ending for Cloud9 in this matchup definitely didn't end that well.
No, and I think Immortals deserved the win. I think they played better. I don't think they got away with, you know, a lucky win here. I think they were the better team on cash, and you know, had some hiccups in the second half, but I think the better team won here.
Yeah, I totally echo that. Like a hell of a strong T side from Immortals. And I feel like Cloud9, you know, it's good for them that they made a game out of it, you know, because losing 16-2 or 16-4, you know, that hurt you know. Whereas they come out of this game with like some confidence still, you know, knowing that they can be able to pull off or pull back against the Immortals.
Well, Cloud9 faltering there, not picking up the W. Immortals do advance to the semifinals. I mean, there's just so many different topics we could touch on with the Immortals team. Specifically, KNG coming into today with the conditions he's had. We could talk about, and we actually will talk to Bolts about the game he just had, because monstrous performance by him. But what is there to say about this red-hot Immortals team after that?
I mean, it's a team to fear now, especially for North. You know, we talked about Immortals and North probably being the 2 big favorites coming into the tournament, and North haven't looked great, you know, whereas Immortals have looked pretty promising, I would say, throughout the first day. So it's shaping up to be a battle for the first place, and not just a walkover as we could have feared for North.
Well, let's take a look at this beautiful Bolts footage that we do have loaded up right now as we do bring him in here. Walk us through this, Hayes.
I mean, this was just a dominating performance from start to finish from Bolt. I think he had consistently throughout the entire match around 120 ADR, which is, I mean, that's just amazing, especially against a team of the caliber individually of Cloud9, consistently opening up bomb sites. I mean, look at the spam. Are you kidding me? He's cheating.
I mean,
how's he get away with that?
The guy ends the game at 29 and 15 KD, I believe, which is monstrous given the parameters. And oh wait, hey Bolts, you're here. Hey, that's nuts. That's craziness. Congratulations, man! Quite the game you had there. How you feeling?
Very good. Like, it's good to go to the semifinals, beating a team like Cloud9. It's pretty good for us.
Yeah, I mean, so walk me through this. You guys have a great performance first half, and you go into second half, and things shift gears, things change. Talk to me about what's going on within you guys and what you're saying to each other.
Yeah, they playing like surprise us a lot, like playing like a bug. Yeah, like
Hey, it is what it is.
really.
It's North America, baby.
Yeah, and like we like not counter it, like miscommunication a lot, but we pause it and fix these things.
Yeah, so at 13-19 or 13-9, that's the round where I believe the tack pause was. I noticed y'all switched right after that to a double op. What was the thought process behind that?
Yeah, we talk like they are like peeking too much the sides, and we just like throw the nades fast to stop them and play like more calm, not trying to play like just leave them like to kill, like 2 ops and just did. My English is like bad, but
Hey,
No,
it's okay, brother.
You're killing it, in game and out of game.
Yeah.
Just a monstrous performance, though. So basically, you're saying that they overextended and you punished them on that.
Yeah, we punish. They are like trying to pick, and we just stay and kill them.
So regarding in-game leading, because now you're in-game leading, correct? Oh, hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on.
After Mao, I talked to Steel, and we changed back.
Oh, so it's still in-game leading again?
Yeah, after Mao, I say to him to back in game leader for me.
What's the reason?
I don't know, like when I NGL, I stress too much. Like
Okay.
I like, but like I prefer to not be in GL. It still is good too. You can change and back like easy.
I thought either of y'all were very impressive in game leading. I thought your performance here was insane as an in-game leader, but
yeah, we changed like this week, like 2 days ago.
okay. What's the difference between you and Steel's calling style?
I prefer to play like more calm and passive, and still like to call like explosive and rush, you know.
Okay.
But we are mixing. We are like taking conversations. We are like making like the 2 play styles for the team, you know.
Well, impressive performance nonetheless, Bolts.
Thank you.
I mean, so much to say, but I think my personal question would be, is KNG tired?
Yeah, I'm tired, man.
Because it's been a long night, and for him to come in here and have such an explosive performance and even an impact within the team, we were talking to Zach earlier, it's impressive, to say the least.
Yeah, it's like 4 days just traveling. He's like not like super tired, but like he loves Counter-Strike. And like we just 4 days not playing Counter-Strike, like he wants to play. And like tournaments, he's a monster. He wants to play every tournament.
Hey, that was a pretty monstrous showing, I think, by all of you. So I appreciate you joining us on the desk. We're going to take a quick look at the statistics. And, you know, Hayes, you've talked a little bit about just an absurd performance here from the side of Immortals. Let's talk about it a little more.
Yeah, I mean, KNG had some pretty ludicrous rounds. I think he was feeling it at one point. He had a 4K and went for a knife instead of securing the ace. I think that kind of set the tone for the first half after that round. I think everyone kind of knew Immortals was going to run away with it. But Cloud9 had a nice comeback on CT side. Couldn't quite pull it out, but I mean, it is what it is.
It certainly is what it is. And again, Cloud9 not out of the tournament. I know a considerable amount of people just came to watch that match. Seemingly, it was really noisy in there for the turnout there at the end. But we are going to take a quick look at these brackets to see how it shapes up going forward. Now that we do have our teams determined into which way they will be moving forward. No surprise here, Immortals and North, favorites to go on to the playoff bracket from the beginning. But how are we feeling, Pim?
I mean, as said before, you know, I feel North scrambled their way through. It wasn't convincing in any way, whereas I feel Immortals have been playing great Counter-Strike today, especially considering the circumstances with KNG flying in and out of Brazil and Canada, you know. So strong performance from them overall. Well, taking a look at Group A and how today unfolded, the opening day of DreamHack ASTRO Open Montreal. North and Gale Force going the distance early on. Really kind of, I guess, waking North up would be an appropriate way to put it. Obviously falling there, and then they're going to face off now, Gale Force and CLG tomorrow. We will see Kingwin going on to the decider, though, so it will be the winner of that going to play Kingwin. Now, looking at Group B, since Cloud9 has faltered at the hands of Immortals, just walk me through a little bit briefly here, James.
I mean, Group B was about I think as standard as everyone predicted. You know, I called at the start. I figured it'd be North and Immortals that would be in the semis, that have made it through the groups as winners, and they would ultimately be in the finals. But Group B could be very interesting tomorrow with the Complexity Luminosity matchup. I think that'll be a tight one. Probably 3 maps, but I'd probably have to give it to Luminosity. I think that'll be an exciting match tomorrow.
Well, emphasis on tomorrow. That is the story, indeed. We've had a great day of Counter-Strike, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back tomorrow at 10:40 local time. That's Montreal time. But if you want to get some more details on this tournament, head over to open.dreamhack.com, and I'm sure you can find the brackets, participants, everything you need to know. Heck, maybe you're even from Montreal or the surrounding area and you want to come out and get involved and really kind of see this firsthand. Come out and do it. That does it for us on day one. We will be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.